Hi there. Let's talk about reservations in Business Central. Usually, reservations within Business Central are demand driven. So, when we are talking about making a reservation on an item, it's usually because there is some sort of document in Business Central that's calling for demand. That could be a sales order, it could be a transfer, it could be a released production order that you need to pull inventory for and reserve for a specific production run. So, we're going to go ahead and look at a sales order. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I have a sales order to a Datum Corporation. And on these lines, I'm asking for 20 Antwerp conference table and one Athens desk. I also would like to add an item for the Mexico swivel chair, and I want that to ship out of my East warehouse, and I need 3 of those. Okay. All right. So now my sales order is entered. I'm going to go over to the reservation worksheet and I'm going to get demand. Okay. And I want all demand because I want to be able to look at everything that I have and allocate it accordingly. Right. So, if you wanted to, though, you can just pull demand by sales order, transfer, could be a service order or job usage, also in manufacturing for production and assembly. So we're going to go ahead and choose all. And then this allocate after populate is a Boolean field, true or false. And what that does is it allows you to choose whether you want this to automatically allocate your quantity and then you can't edit it if it's false, or if it's true, you can manually allocate after the worksheet's populated. We're going to go ahead and leave that to true, and we're going to click OK. So it brings up all of the demand in the system for every item, right? So there are 3 that are ready to go specifically. There's enough inventory in the system, it's ready to go. For the instance here, we've got a transfer that's outbound from the West location, and there are 3 in inventory. 3 are available to reserve, so the quantity to reserve is set. You also have a transfer outbound from the East location for for 2 of these Mexico swivel chairs. And you also have the sales order here for the Mexico swivel chair out of the East location as well. But as you can see, there are only 3 available, right? So you have 3 available, but you have demand for 5. So this is where you can choose who you're going to assign, that inventory to. All right. So this one, we're going to go ahead and enter 10. It's okay. We've got 10 to allocate. Same thing here. We've got 7 to allocate here. We have enough to allocate there. Definitely have enough for that. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. And our Athens desk is good as well. If we go down, we have enough for this one, we have enough for this one, and we have enough for that one. Okay. The one that we don't have enough for is this particular one. Nothing is allocated, but in this East location, we only have 3 available. So you need 3 on the sales order, but we also need to transfer 2 out of that location as well. So you can decide at this point who you're going to allocate that inventory to. All right. You can say, I'm going to allocate 3 here, but that leaves 0 available for that transfer outbound. You do have the ability to do it here within the reservation worksheet. And then if you say, I'm not going to reserve those 2, you can say 0 or leave it because it clears out. And then you can go ahead and click reserve. So all of these, once you filled them in, become accepted, and you can go ahead and accept this reservation worksheet. It will place a reservation on all of these. So I want to go ahead and unclick these because for right now, I just want to allocate this particular sales order, right? So I'm going to go ahead and allocate those. These are the ones that I need. That leaves 0 available. And I'm going to say make reservation. Okay. And I'm going to click OK. And when I go back into my sales order and I refresh it, one second. You will see down here on the line, I now have reserved quantity, right? And if I go into that, it will show the reservations. So each one of these, because there are 4 lines, say that they come from a separate item ledger entry. So that would have been like a receipt or a production output. We would have output some on each of these entry lines. Those are the ones that are reserved. That's how it works. Nobody else can pull that inventory. It is reserved for the sales order. So you have that inventory available for that customer specifically. That's how reservations work in Business Central. If you have any other questions about it, I am happy to help. It can be as simple or as complex as you want, really. This is the simple way to do it. You can also set some things to auto reserve. You can cancel reservations from the current line if you wanted to. If you didn't want these reserved anymore, you could basically select all of these and cancel the reservation. It's going to ask you if you want to cancel those. You're going to say yes. And when you're done, that quantity will no longer be reserved. Okay. These other ones still are. By the same token, you can also go into line functions reserve. And then from here, you can actually say reserve from current line. And it will reserve that quantity as well. When you go back into the sales order, that quantity is reserved again. So that's how reservations work. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.